Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk. And it is St. Patrick's Day. And the luck of the Irish was with the Lions last night as they started making moves. Probably they had to wait till St. Patrick's Day. I really don't know. They took the entire day and said, you know what? We'll just make moves on Brad Holmes' old time schedule. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
All right. We're going to get to a bunch of stuff. We're going to get to a lot of the free agent moves, some other stuff that we got. But first, let me bring in my main man, Curt Steele.
What up, though? Welcome to the show, people. You know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors right here on BellyUpSports.com. Hey, let's kick it to my man, Mike Jones, at the bottom of the screen. Who? Coach Jones.
Yes, Coach Jones. Who? Coach Jones. About to get into this Lions talk for a minute, man. Let's go.
Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go.
You heard him.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. We got a jam-packed show for you today, but we're going to start with some free agency news, and we're going to start that out with my man, Curt.
All right, now I'm gonna tell you this thing, people. Your brother Curt went to sleep a little early last night, but I was like, man, I'm getting a little tired. And we ain't doing nothing. Man, about midnight, and we had some news for the Lions. And the one I want to talk about is Jamal Williams. I mentioned him a couple of days ago. I'm like, hey, man, that Jamal Williams guy's out there. When Aaron Jones got his deal out there in Green Bay, you knew he wasn't going back because they had A.J. Dillon, the young fella, backing him up. So, it's got to be a crowded backfield. I was like, it could be a good guy we could get. And lo and behold, last night, he stays in the division, comes to Detroit. The guy is beastly. And one thing about this young fella, he has never, ever fumbled the ball in the NFL. That is some good stuff. He's got some good size to him, 6'1", 215. It really built solid. He's going to make a formidable running back mate for one DeAndre Swift. Now, what happens to Carry-On now that we have Jamal Williams in the house? He has been productive. He hasn't been injured. He plays a lot, and he is a truck. That dude is a truck stick magnet. So he is definitely one. He's going to try to run through you. So I'm liking the pickup for Jamal Williams for the Lions. And he was cheap.
Yeah, surprisingly cheap.
2 years, $7 million. And that was up to $7 million.
Wow.
So it's not even $7 million. It's up to $7 million. So we got him on the low. I mean, I said it yesterday. The Lions went blue light special shopping like Kmart back in the day, and we got a blue light special in Jamal Williams. What do you guys think, Mike?
Man, I think Jamal Williams is a good signing. You called it, Curt. You said something about it, and lo and behold, it happened. The Lions weren't doing much of nothing in free agency, like as we both expected, all three of us expected. And then it happened, and they were two players that I'm happy with. Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
So that Jamal Williams, he's a good player, and he doesn't have to come here and be the man. I think that's a mistake we make. We take guys who are a functional piece of a puzzle that's good, and we bring them here and we try to make them the man. Like Isaac King, right? Isaac King was the third receiver on the Rams. He comes here, now he's the number one. And that's what the Lions do. We take like a second and third guy and we try to make him number one, like Marvin Jones, for instance. But he's going to come here. He's going to play a second fiddle, maybe even a third at times. I think it's great, man. What you think, Jim?
Loving this. I love this. He is a complete back. He can receive. He can catch the ball. He has really good hands for a running back. He runs decent routes. He's averaging four yards a carry for his career. Exactly what I was talking about yesterday. We need the 4 yards because 4 times 3, that's 12 yards, man. We get a first down just like that. We set us up into a third and short situation, which is perfect for Goff and the play action. This guy works well. He's a good blocker. I mean, he really is a complete running back and a very good complement to DeAndre Swift. I don't know that the writing's on the wall now for Kerryon, because Kerryon's a very similar back, in my opinion, but Kerryon, I think, has a little more explosiveness to him. I think there's a potential that if you can mix in all three of these, this three-headed monster might work really, really well in Detroit. I think you keep Kerryon Johnson, and I think you have a three-headed monster, because what happens once one of them running backs goes down?
Exactly.
You know, I mean, we've got.
I mean,
Williams has started before.
Yeah, when Aaron Jones went down in Green Bay. So, you know, this hopefully Nate Kerryon who goes down.
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
But he didn't go down last year though. He played most of the season last year. It was actually a Swift with the kind of concussion, the neck injury when that happened. But it was one of those things, man. I was very happy with the signing of one Jamal Williams. Now, other day that woke me up, and I want to kick it to Jim for this one. Michael Brockers. Now, I posted a GIF of Kevin Hart making a little face, saying this is the look that Jared Goff's gonna have when he sees Michael Brockers in the locker room, because Brockers said that Matthew Stafford was a level up from Jared Goff. But what do you think about that signing, Jim? The trade, the potential
really
trade.
like this. I mean, it's not the number 90 we all wanted. Let's be honest, because most of us wanted Ndamukong Suh back. But this is not a bad deal for this guy. And our defensive line has now become a lot stronger with Romeo Okwara, Julian Okwara at edge. Michael Brockers played a lot of edge for the Rams. Actually, because he's 30 years old, we think, he might be washed up or whatever. But last year, he had 51 tackles. He had 5 sacks. 5 tackles for loss, 10 quarterback hits. He was pressuring the quarterback. You know what I mean? So that for me doesn't look like a declining player, and he shines at the edge position. But also it tells me we could kind of simply switch to a 4-3. You'd have Penasini at you'd have Brockers at the 3, I would imagine. You got Trey Flowers, you got Romeo, you got Penasini clogging up the middle there. That is a really good 4-3 defensive line. Yeah. If you wanted to play that route.
Yeah.
Now you don't have to.
Yeah. And you can rotate in Deshaun Hand and Austin Bryant.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yep.
And
Williams, remember,
and you still got Nick Williams. Yes. Nick Williams is still on the roster.
So
he wants
I
to buy some
really like
kneecaps.
He's very versatile. We have Trey Flowers. It's very versatile. You have Deshaun Hand that can play out in. You have we have an interchangeable defense right now, a defensive line. I really like that. I like the depth that they're building, and very quickly we have built a defensive line, and we have said yes to the running game, and I love both parts of that. We're building the trenches, and we're building players that can get after the football. You know what I mean? As in Michael Brockers. Some people think that it's because of help me, Aaron Donald, right? That Aaron Donald was basically the reason Brockers was. But could it be that Michael Brockers was doing the dirty work and actually Aaron Donald benefited from him? We'll find out.
Right. I like it. I like it because and this happens a lot where we're like, man, the Lions are kind of staying stationary, and then lo and behold, somewhere out the blue, they come in and and they make moves, and I'm good with Brad Holmes bringing in a few of his players, so instead of the Quintricia bringing in the Patriots. I know it's kind of similar, but the players are better. You know what I'm saying? The players,
I believe
that. I would, so I'm good with it, man. It really makes me happy that we're addressing things that we need to. We have the right coaches in place to kind of coach them. I think a lot of times the players will come to Detroit and they wouldn't really listen as much because they didn't really respect the coaches. I think that's what the big thing was. Players didn't play because they didn't respect the coaches. I mean, because you could, you know what I'm saying? So I'm really for it, man. I really think it's going to really, 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 really help. lot.
I thought they played based on scheme, and they would just try to fit a round peg into a square hole. They didn't care, but they never put their players in a position to succeed.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the big problems with the Patricia era.
Yeah,
exactly.
And to caveat on your point, Mike, with how Brad Holmes is bringing the quality of players, if you look at, he's bringing over starters, two starters, starting quarterback, starting defensive tackle. What did we get from the New England?
Like the sixth cornerback.
Yeah, the third, the guy who was backing up the guy who was the star in New England.
Exactly.
And we were bringing those guys in. We weren't bringing in McCourty. We were bringing in Harmon. I mean, the only guy that was really a starter in New England that came to Detroit was Collins.
Yeah.
And he had to work his way back into the starting lineup. Remember, he was coming back to New England from Cleveland. So he had to kind of work his way back into the good graces of Belichick. When he mouthed off, they traded him to Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, but I'm excited. We had to wait all day. Brad Holmes kept us in suspense. Hey, Brad, do us a favor. You're on Eastern Standard Time, bro. Work with us.
Yeah, one more thing about Jamal Williams. He's only 25 years old, guys.
Young fella.
Really?
Young fella.
He's
I feel like he's been in the league for a few years. just a couple of years, man.
Yeah, he has. He's been in the
only
league.
25.
Yeah, he's been in the league 4 years. This is his fifth season.
Yeah. And he's only 25. Man. Hey, and he don't have that much tread either. Come on now.
Because he's a legit. He's a legit running back. Man, and that's one thing to you guys' point about getting those A players instead of B players. I even think our tight end, because we didn't really have a good blocking tight end that was that function that he would serve. I think that we really upgraded the offensive line by bringing on a tight end that can block. That's his specialty. He
knows his role too.
Yes,
listening to his press conference yesterday. He knows his role. He knows what he's there to do, and he listens to Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell is the reason why he's in Detroit. Like I say, he wears 89 like Dan Campbell did in Detroit and in his career. So we're getting that hard-nosed blocking, do the work in the trenches tight end that we need in Detroit. Right? We haven't had in the last couple of years. Jesse James, he could block some, but he wasn't a primary blocking tight end.
Yeah, I don't think that either. That was brought up too in the comments. They thought that he was the blocking tight end, and actually he was brought in as a weapon before we drafted TJ Hawkinson.
Right, he was, because his role even in Pittsburgh was not a blocking tight end. He was a weapon tight end. He was a pass catching tight end. So you had to try to transform a pass catching tight end into a blocking tight end, and that always doesn't work out.
There's a difference between a guy who can block and a guy that blocking is his specialty. There's a difference between Kerryon Johnson. Yeah. He's a very good blocking running back. You know what I mean? That is one of his specialties at this point.
Yeah.
At third down, he owned that spot last year.
And Williams is good at that too. That's what Williams I like about Williams. He is a good pass blocking running back. So I'm liking this guy. I'm liking this guy.
Oh, I love that. Dude.
Welcome to the D, my man Jay Swag Daddy, as he called it on his Twitter handle.
What up, though?
What up, though?
There's two more pieces of news that broke yesterday after our show, and that was the release of Danny Shelton and the release of backup quarterback, good for nothing, Chase Daniel. Did I say? I'm sorry, I said that on the air.
God. We're gonna chase you out of town. How about that?
Right.
Thoughts on these moves?
Interesting that Danny Shelton got released with the same designation as Joe Dahl. He got released with a failed physical.
Yes.
So he's going to be able to get his, money for that. But, his release, is going to save up some cap space. So we can.
I just would have preferred Danny Shelton over Nick Williams.
But there was an injury. That's why.
But yeah. I know that's why. But I thought myself, I'm like, we're gonna keep Danny Shelton. We're gonna let Nick Williams go, and it didn't happen. But I'm sure that coach will see something, they'll make it work. I'm sure they did the right thing. But it surprised me though.
But now Nick Williams is a rotational person instead of a starter.
Yeah, he moves back on the depth chart. So
yep.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that. I think he has some pass rush in him. I think he does have certain plays that he has in him. I don't think he's a starter. I just don't. So I don't mind keeping him, no big deal to me. Re-signing him. Not a problem. It builds depth. We need depth desperately.
Yeah. Maybe Chase Daniel could be can be teammates with Drew Brees again right now.
That's a possibility. But didn't they just sign Taysom Hill to some money?
Oh no, you're not getting me. He could be teammates with Drew Brees as in retirement. He could be teammates. He could be teammates.
Boy, I gotta wake up because Drew.
He could be teammates with Drew Brees again because he's on the retirement team. He can go to NBC Sports.
People don't realize
and hold
something in the morning.
He can hold the boom mic for him and in the studio. And
That's true. Or he could go to Chicago. They're into getting washed up quarterbacks.
That is something.
I can't.
You know what though? Come on, Mike. Let me know your feelings about our NFC North rival, Chicago Bears signing the Red Rifle.
Okay. Let me just say. Okay. The NFC North news: the Bears denied Russell Wilson trade. Thank you, sweet Jesus. And they settled on Andy Dalton. Thank you, sweet Jesus. Listen, my biggest fear this offseason, was Deshaun Watson or Russell Wilson going to Chicago. Yep. That was my biggest fear of the whole offseason.
Yep.
And the fact that they got denied on Russell Wilson and they had to settle for the guy that Jerry Jones was like, you know what? Dak, I'm gonna give you that money because what I seen out of him. So I'm happy, man. Like Andy Dalton he's a decent quarterback. I mean, no, he's not horrible, but he's basically a level up from Chase Daniel. And I'm just happy, man. The Bears did not, man. Oh my! Could you imagine Russell Wilson or Deshaun Watson with that defense, with that running game, with Allen Robinson? Oh my God! I would have been crying. I'm telling you right now, I would have been.
I think the Bears don't need a Russell Wilson, to be honest, with that defense over there and the running game they want to establish and stuff. Their offensive line is their problem. The biggest problem with the Bears is the O-line. And
they haven't
Andy
addressed
Dalton's
it yet.
First year in Chicago is going to be welcome to the NFC North because he's going to get popped over and over.
Seattle didn't have an O-line either, though. Seattle had a horrible offensive line for
they did.
Years. So
they did.
But so did Chicago.
They weren't that great last year.
Do.
They weren't that great last year. That's what Russell Wilson's complaint was the offensive line. Could you imagine Allen Robinson's like, you guys tagged me for this?
I did not think of that. But everybody else in the NFC North, their misery is my pleasure.
Man, people, just to see the gifts yesterday when they signed him.
I know.
Boy, it was hilarious, man. But I would say this, Andy Dalton, we go see you, man. And you know what? Michael Brockers is gonna say hello. And Michael Brockers and Romeo Aquara are gonna be acquainted with some guys from Detroit coming up real soon.
Yeah. There's something else, and I mentioned this yesterday, and I wanted to get to it real quick. The Jalen Reeves-Maben contract, and we take advantage of the new CBA rule, which I had said yesterday. But 2 players met the requirement for this, entering their 5th season on a team with an expiring contract. The other was Jamal Agnew, believe it or not. And we could have used that same designation on him, but he was blown away with an offer. And I don't think we were going to be trying to spend that much money.
Didn't see it stand. Hey, I would have left too.
I would have left too.
Hey, I'll at you later. But, good luck to the Swiss Army knife Jamal Agnew down there in Jacksonville. We're going to see how he's used. Is he going to go back to defense or is he going to stay on offense? He knows his return game. His return game is sick. So, man, that's what I'm going to miss the most about him is his return game. So,
I'm just not in the position where I want to pay that much money to a positionless player. That's I can't do it. I can't do it.
That makes sense to me too.
That makes sense. Yeah, I get you, Mike. I hear that 100%. Now the Lions, the Lions are showing interest in one safety to go with Tracy Walker. We've been searching for that because Will Harris isn't it right now. So the Lions are interested in one Keanu Neal. Now this is the guy. He's a young fellow. He's 6'1", 216. He's 25 years old. He's coming from Atlanta. So, I mean, he had an injury in 2019. So he missed most of the season that year with an Achilles injury, but he came back with a vengeance in 2020. Definitely had a really good, had 100 combined tackles on the season, 9 tackles for loss. 3 quarterback hits. So the guy had a pretty good. He even had a sack last year. So the guy was. He plays in the box safety that we've been looking for to go with Tracy Walker. And I like this guy, young fella. We need some help in the back end of our secondary. So I will look forward to. Hopefully, we can get him under contract. We missed out on John Johnson III, but like you said, money walks and BS talks, and he got a big payday from the Browns. So.
He did.
Yeah. And he said he turned down some big money from another team, and they're not saying that was Detroit. They're saying that was Philly. Rumors are hearing that's Philly, not Detroit.
Not Detroit. No, you know what? But that's fine. You know what I'm saying? If we don't address it that way, we'll address it another way. Maybe we address it in the draft. You never know. Maybe we address it through a trade. And there was somebody yesterday that said that I thought that we were going to make a trade, and lo and behold, Michael Brocker's trade comes up. So
yeah, I think that was you. I think that was Jim.
Okay.
Jay Boogie over there saying that we were going to make a trade.
Yep. Yep. Because I just didn't see the way we could afford some of the people coming here.
Yeah.
Right. But Keanu Neal, though, 100 tackles for a safety.
That's a lot.
That's like Troy Polamalu, man.
That also says your defensive line wasn't that good.
Yeah.
True.
Your linebackers weren't very good.
Which wasn't. That's why they what the 5th pick.
I don't want my safety making that many tackles.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Atlanta's above us in the draft. So
I think they're 5th or 4th or 5th.
Yeah.
But you want a guy you want a guy with that ability, because we haven't, either we have one or the other in Detroit. And last year, our safeties, really struggled. And then and I hated when Tracy Walker, when he started playing in the box and they got that penalty in that last game that really, one of them cost us the game. Yeah. But that showed his flexibility as a safety. I like Tracy Walker. I think he's a very underrated safety, and he was underutilized and used the wrong way by Quinn
his
Christian's
confidence was shattered by these.
It was.
Benching
a lot of players.
Yeah.
And Jerron Harmon too. Let me get on this point real quick. The social distance tackling machine. I mean, I seriously watched him run around a guy and not tackle him. I'm not even kidding. So we weren't getting very good production from our safety position last year. If we do get this guy, great. That would be great. It would solidify yet another position, and that's what we're trying to do going forward. But I see us making a couple of more moves yet. I still see a couple more moves. So we'll see how they do things today. Today is the actual day that free agency begins.
It starts today. 4 o'clock.
4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. So we'll be looking for the Matthew Stafford trade to be finalized. We can finally see Jared Goff as the actual quarterback, which is the stupidest thing I've ever heard of once you've made that trade. And that, one thing I'm wondering, and so I'm going to put this out there to everybody, because we have no details on the Brockers trade. And that's very unusual for the length of time that it's been, that there's no details whatsoever coming out. I think they could be making this part of the Stafford deal. It's possible.
So do you think they're taking away the 3rd round draft pick or the 1st round draft pick?
I don't know. Maybe Detroit gives back a pick in that whole deal, or maybe it is a separate deal, but I don't know. It's funny to me that there's just no compensation it came out at midnight. It's still almost 7 a.m. right now. We still don't have any contract details or any trade details whatsoever on this trade.
Yeah. You know what though? And we get back to the safeties. The best play that a safety made for Detroit last year? Will Harris knocking really Todd Gurley into the end zone so he can sort of
that was horrible.
And then,
he almost cost us a game.
When he hit Todd Gurley and Gurley fell into the end zone, that gave us another chance at the ball and get Stafford down the field to score a touchdown with TJ Hawkinson.
Right.
That's one of the best plays in safety made.
You know what? I'm not okay. Will Harris had a horrible. He. But the thing is he has Aaron Glenn now to teach him. I think that's one thing that Detroit we lack is just people that really know how to teach the position.
I agree.
And I think now that we have a guy like a former Pro Bowler that can teach a DB what he needs to do to be a DB at the NFL level, because you get by on college and talent, right? NFL talent is going to stick out in college, it's like a sore thumb. So you get them in the NFL, and then they get a Pro Bowl DB to teach you, hey, no, you don't do that. You got to turn this way to angle, because there's a lot of things is your alignment in the pros. A lot of things is just your alignment. Is the start off. The start off to the play basically is will determine the rest of the play. So getting the right start, getting the right, the right instincts, reading the right motions that this guy is doing and what, those things. But I think Aaron Glenn will teach Will Harris, and maybe he'll turn into a decent player.
Well, you got Aubrey Pleasant as well. He's the defensive backs, and he was a really good one. If you look at the Rams secondary and the Pro Bowl All-Pro corner Jalen Ramsey said that he played his best under Pleasant. So we're really getting a really good gym. You know what I'm saying? My Flintstone, you know what I'm saying? Aubrey Pleasant, how you do it. Right. So what we got next, Jim?
We're gonna go to the trivia thing. So this is yesterday's trivia winner. I'm trying to pull it up. I'm sorry, guys, I don't have it up right yet. Dave McCaw got this question right yesterday, and it's the same question as we had the last day, but he got it right in the chat. So that was our Facebook winner for which player led the Lions in receptions in the 2005 season. So that he got the answer to that one. Today's trivia question is fill in the blank. In his blank season, Barry Sanders became the Lions' all-time leading rusher. What year in his career did he become the all-time leading rusher? And we'll have those in the chat and in the premiere and all that other. And so if you can put that in the comments below, if you know it, no Googling, please, because
Hey, you didn't give me the answer for the other one though. What's the answer for the first question?
The answer for the first question, I forgot. So I'm just letting you know. I don't know. That's why I didn't say it. Thanks, Curt.
Okay.
Call me out.
People, Curt.
Under the bus.
He's a tight end. I don't remember his name. I'm sorry. Oh, Pollard. Can't remember.
Yeah.
Marcus Pollard?
Marcus Pollard, yeah. That's
okay. See, it takes me a minute. I'm getting old, man.
Man, that must have been a very bad season.
Yeah, it was a very bad season.
Oh, man. That had to be a very bad season. When the hell do we have a good season?
I'm saying if Marcus Pollard leads your team in receptions, your team then win more than 3 games. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, it wasn't good. But today's trivia question, anybody want to take a shot at that one?
Nah, we're gonna let the people in the chat.
Let them do that. He's like, nah, I ain't doing that.
We're gonna ricochet that real quick.
Hey, but they can't be slipping.
Yeah, next we're going to go to the Wall of Fame, and we have 3 designations on the Wall of Fame, as you know. We have our bronze members: Art Allen, Bubba Bo, Detroit Drew, Midwest Lion. We have our silver membership, and that's Noma's J. And now we have our gold members. It's our Randy Price, the Gridiron Blitz, and Dr. Detroit. The doctor is in. And so we appreciate each and every one of you. You want to become a member and support the channel. You could do that by going to the Join Now button and finding out all that information. And I think we should go for the gold. What do you think, Curt?
That's right. Always go for the gold, baby. Hey, we appreciate our members that, I subscribe to our channel. We appreciate all the support, and it helps us grow this content. Now it is time to talk about what you talked about on yesterday's show. Let's get into the comment cards. Jim, what you got?
I got Jeffrey Millitzer, and he says, I think the Lions are taking a very cautious and frugal approach. Well, yeah, that was right until like last night towards free agency. How many years do we see teams overpay for a player and get stuck for years on a bad contract? Oh, you mean the Lions? Yes, I've seen that over and over again. Focus on younger, hungry players that want to play hard, build a culture before adding stars. If you build it, they will come. A Field of Dreams reference there, I think.
That is a nice Field of Dreams reference.
I like that. I like that.
I think you're right. I think we bring in Jamal Williams, and he's only 25. So he fits right into what you're talking about. Actually, I think the deal was an appropriate deal for his designation as like a backup running back. I think we didn't overpay. And I think we did really well.
I agree.
The Michael Brockers thing, overpay, maybe. I think maybe a little bit. But
we'll see how much
he has a lot of production though. So,
Yeah, he did have a lot of production and especially last year. So what'd you do for me lately? Quite a bit.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
His signing bonus for that's next year is going to be paid by the Rams because all bonuses are paid by the previous team. So I think we're on the hook for like about $6 million of base salary.
Really, that's not bad.
Another $500,000 for like roster bonus or whatever it is. So the bonuses, all that stuff is paid by the previous team. Bonuses are paid by the previous team. Salary, which is like your game check, is paid by the next team. So
okay. Yeah, that's good information, Kurt.
Yeah, right.
You know what? We have a designation for that. We just went to Disneyland.
Mike
Disney.
Yeah, so
he's a genius.
Yeah, definitely. So I like the some of the deals that we're making. So I like that. Young guys, bring them in. We got to get younger. We got to get faster. And if we actually get Keanu Neal, he's only 25 as well. So he's a young player as well. Right. So hopefully we can make that deal happen. All right, now Galloping Lake 6. Man, it's a wonderful, wonderful name. All we got to do is win 6 games, baby. And in the 2021 season will be a success moving forward. If we go 8-8, we could be looking at a playoff contender in 2022. Boy, Galloping Lake is drinking the Kool-Aid. Now, I will say this. I will say this.
There's 17 games.
I will say this about the next season. And Jeremy Reisman, friend of the show, said this yesterday. He says, if you think that this coaching staff is coming in to lose 14 games, you are sadly mistaken.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I do too.
I think so far the moves look like they want a competitive team, but they also want a team that they know in 2 to 3 years, that's when their sweet spot is. Because you can look at all these contracts and see they're 2-3 year deals. And so we're going to get these guys to where we build up all those draft picks and we turn those young fellas that we are going to be drafting into replacing the people that we're signing right now. I think that's a really good idea.
Yes, I do too. John.
What you got next, Mike?
So, King SJ. Man, I swear I've been getting these names, boy. King SJ. I'm okay so far. Getting Romeo re-signed was one of my top priorities in free agency. Mine too, buddy. Mine too. It was nice to see Jared Reeves-Maybin, or JRM, re-signed too. I also wasn't really accepting the Lions to expecting the Lions to make any big splashes in free agency this year. We will see what else happens. Good show as always, guys. I'm happy. I'm happy with both. I think Reeves-Maybin will actually excel where he was kind of limited by the Patricia era. I think he came on towards the end and they were starting to see, what he had, but I think he will be a good asset as a coverage linebacker. And man, I don't think we're done. So we're definitely good. What do you guys
it can't be done because we don't have a team to field yet. So need a few wide receivers, a couple of
we can't be done. We can't be done just yet.
Not yet.
I would say this about Reese Maven. Reese Maven was I think he led the team in special team snaps last year as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he's a very, valuable member of the Lions special teams as well as Killebrew was. So, I mean, so I like that re-signing of him just because of that.
I agree with that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Mike Taft, he says, we've been playing the long game since 1960 without a plan. It looks like we finally have a plan. Please win before I check out. I'm 72. I saw the 1957 championship, and it's been a long time.
Mike, you know what?
Wow.
Can I say something to Mike? Mike, you are a blessing. 70 to be around that long and to be watching us. I am truly, truly honored to have a fan of the Lions for that long to watch our program. So thank you so much, Mike, for joining us. I can't, I'm speechless to have someone who watches the show and has been a Lions fan for that long, that we're doing something right.
Yeah,
right,
I totally agree. And I appreciate you, Mike. And I wore the wrong shirt today because I have a shirt that says win one before I die.
Right. Oh, really?
And I do.
Yeah.
And I think that rebuilding since 1957, we have never built anything in the Super Bowl era. So we're building something finally. And it does look like they have a plan. I do have hope. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
More hope. And
right.
What do you think about that, Mike?
Yeah, I mean that's a shout out, man. Much respect to Mike Taft, and I can't believe that, man. That's like amazing that he was around when the Lions. We went to listen to it on the radio.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. He listened to it on the radio more than likely, and man, that just.
He said he saw it. Maybe it was on TV.
So he might have been there.
Oh, really? Okay, they was upgraded in his house.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm saying what I'm reading. He said I saw it. I'm 72. Saw the 19.
Maybe he went to the game. Maybe he went to the game.
Yeah,
maybe. I want to know. Mike Taft, did you go to the game or did you watch it on TV? How did you consume that content from 1957?
Yes. That's a comment card for you.
Yeah, we want to know. Definitely. All right. We got, who he is. He's a friend of the show. He's one of our members of the channel. Bubba Bo says, I was kind of hoping we brought in a guy or two yesterday. A little bit disappointed. Well, if you didn't go to sleep early like I did. I mean, it was, what did I say? I said, Brad Holmes making deals on a late night creep last night. So he was getting it in on the red light special last night, saying, well, most of us was asleep. He was up,
time, man.
he was up like a vampire making deals in the middle of the night. So that's shout out to Brad Holmes. I mean, but hey, bro, you got to get on the East Coast schedule.
You do, because you're killing us out here, man. You're killing us.
Yeah, but Bubba, just you gotta relax a little bit, Bubba, because like we don't expect to dish out a lot of money to high price free agents. We just don't expect it. So you just gotta be patient. I know we always say that year after year, be patient, but really this year, actually be patient because we're actually building something here, and it'll all take care of itself. I got a lot of trust in these guys.
So I got one more thing on Danny Shelton. He underwent tricep surgery in January. So that's why he can be protected under the injury protection benefits. In Article 45 of the CBA, it's all about financial protection for the players in case of injury. And so they dramatically increased that for them. So that is why Danny Shelton was let go because of that injury. So I just wanted to let you.
You be digging, Jim.
Yep.
You be digging.
That's why I had to be on my game when we talked about that Deuce Staley interview. I had to make sure I studied that whole interview.
And this is a $4 million cap relief for us.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
For Danny Shelton, and $2.8 million for Joe Dahl.
Yeah. Woo. Thank you.
So we almost paid for Brockers right there.
Right. I was just getting ready to say that.
Little money back, David. Little money back.
Money
what
back.
You got, Mike, the last one.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, my screen is
okay.
We got Kendall. And he says, "Good point, Mike. after giving a drafty QB, on having a drafty QB in training and in waiting, it just makes good sense. So you made sense. No,
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah,
you do
because
a lot, actually, but
I mean, the thing is a lot of teams have just went away from that. And went with that. We'll throw them in the frying pan and let's see if he succeeds or fails. And guys just really haven't done that. If you remember, they did that with Aaron Rodgers and it worked out great. So you just gotta some guys just aren't ready to take over as soon as, you know what I'm saying? I think if Carson Wentz would have sat a year, he probably would have been a lot better than he turned out to be. At the end of his career, I think he had time to really learn the game coming from North Dakota State. So, I just think the NFLs are just in too much of a rush to throw these rookies out there and like, hey, go play, instead of letting these guys build and then get ready to play. So that's my take on it, man. I don't know what you guys think.
I don't know. I mean, I think this upcoming draft, if you think that guy is your guy for the future, you got to take him. But I also think that I would love to have a quarterback that has a little bit of time on his rookie deal left. I don't want a guy 2 years out. I'd rather have a guy like 1 year sitting and then, get him then. I think that benefits our team a little bit more. So I'm looking at maybe next year's draft or, something like that. That's just me.
Yes. And my deal is, I understand you want to sit behind, a guy who can sit behind someone, but here's my deal. If the guy who's sitting on the bench is better than the guy on the field, that guy will be playing.
Yes.
Right. No, I understand that.
Well, depending, because if we really want to develop this guy and we know we're in a 3-year window to actually win anything, it's prudent to sit him because he can't get injured with a clipboard. At least we hope not. Oh my God. Somebody gets injured with a clipboard. We're having problems now.
Man, it's Detroit. Anything's possible, baby.
Please, Curt, don't put that mojo on us, man. Don't put that mojo on us, please.
I love that.
Please.
It's Detroit. Anything's possible.
Yeah,
roll up on the sidelines. But I love my team, man. It's all
a good fun.
It's just that old school thinking, though. I mean, maybe it's like, we're past that era and now these guys play, prove it. But, just taking a step back, especially guys coming from that smaller school and have not been on the big stage and face the big time talent, they might have a little of an adjustment period. So,
you
might be 100%,
right, my man.
Yeah. So, I'm going to go to the question of the day. And the question of the day is, late last night, we made all these moves. We do have the injury designations for Joe Dahl and Danny Shelton, which saves us money on the salary cap also. So what do you think about all the moves combined right now? The re-signing of Aquara, the tight end that we got, the wide receiver that we got, now the running back, which I think was one of the best moves that we made. And then Michael Brockers, the trade. We don't have details on it, which I find a little suspicious, but let's let it play out. We'll probably have those details hopefully by the time we have the premiere at 11 a.m. today. We will have that premiere for you guys. So that's the question of the day. But now we go to my favorite part of the show, and that is the dessert with Curt.
Now today, I usually talk about the Lions or something like that or in the NFL, but today is a little bit different. All right, I want to give a shout out to my wife, Rosalind Brunson Steele, for an amazing gift that I got yesterday. It came in the mail. I got it before and I had to kind of get it readjusted, but I'm going to show it to you guys now, and I'm going to shout out Pretty Monster clothing. Got a custom-made Detroit Lions jersey sweatshirt, and you can see it's the skyline of Detroit, a skyline with Detroit, and they got the Lions is on the building. So I will leave her information on my Twitter feed at CurtisDeal14 and over on my Instagram page. So once you leave the premiere, you can go over. She has a whole line of NFL sweatshirts that she has done. She's an amazing artist. She does amazing clothes. But shout out to Pretty Monster. That's Monster with an A. Clothing over on Twitter and Instagram. I will definitely put that out today on my Twitter and Instagram. You can go over and check it out. But that's an amazing, talented artist and person who does clothing. So shout out to Pretty Monster and to the wifey for getting me an amazing gift.
That is amazing. It looked really, really cool. I love the design work there. That is amazing. All right. I'm going to start out today. Closing thoughts on the day. Very happy with free agency right now. This is an up and down thing for me. I wasn't so happy yesterday. I actually was saying to you guys, can someone tap Brad Holmes and wake him up and tell him it's okay to talk to free agents and stuff, you know? Yeah. Because I went to bed before any of this happened too. Yeah. But I like the direction. I love the Jamal Williams signing. I like the Michael Brockers signing. Helps our D line. We're building the trenches. We're not going out and getting high price wide receivers and all this other stuff and clamor players and all that. We're building the trenches. We're digging into that running game. We're doing the right things in my opinion. So that's just me, but I'm going to kick it to my man, Mike Jones. Coach Mike.
What do you think? Hey, what's going on? You know what? I'm happy with the moves. We're not getting, guys at a high price. We're not getting there's a plan, there's a method like Frankenstein behind this madness, and I'm just excited to see it unfold, and I just can't wait. Every day I wake up and I check like, look, the line's done. You know what I'm saying? I just like the move. I like the moves that are being made, and it almost solidifies. We're taking one of two positions in the draft. I won't say, but I think it's headed that way. What you think, Curt?
I'm excited, especially about the Jamal Williams. You know, like I said, I called it. I was like, that's one guy we should look at, and the fact that he's in our division, was in our division already. You know, he knows Detroit, so he knows where he's coming into. He knows the challenges of kind of playing in Detroit, being seeing it from up close from playing with the Packers for so many years. And I like the Brockers deal because it gives us some versatility at the defensive line position. But, it is St. Patrick's Day, so enjoy your day out there. Don't drink too much green beer. Don't eat too much corned beef and cabbage. Enjoy your day. And don't forget to go over there and check out my Twitter and Instagram to get the information on Pretty Monster clothing. And those amazing sweatshirts and T-shirts and all the clothing that she has over there. And I'm excited about the direction the Lions are going. Like I said, be patient. The league year hadn't even started yet. So all these names flying off the board, but there's still plenty of names, talented players still out there that don't have a team right now. And at 4:00, they're going to become free agents. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't get a deal worked out or, get extended by their team by 4:00, it's going to be open season of some good players. So, and those prove-it deals are coming because of the fact that most of the big names, the big contracts are off the board, and they won't be that many more, except for teams like maybe Indianapolis because they got tons of paper up there at Indy. You know what I'm saying? But we're a little bit of cap strap, so we have to be frugal and really fiscally responsible with our signings, and I think is what we're doing right now in Detroit. So you know what day it is? It's Hump Day. Get through your day, have some fun. Hey, be with your loved ones. And as always, you know who we are. We are Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors. And don't forget, you can go over there and check us out on bellyupsports.com. You can catch the audio version of this show right there on that platform. And they have tons of podcasts. All the type of sports content you want is right there on Belly Up Sports. You got some great writers that write tremendous articles over there on that platform as well. Now, it's time to go about the business of the day. But one thing before you leave the premiere, like the video, share the video, comment on the video. All of these things help us get this content to more Lions fans just like yourself. And join the family. Subscribe to the channel. We don't got fans. We don't got viewers. We got family. And it's all love right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl. Now, whatever you do in life, you got to boss up. ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my man Jim and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holler at you real soon.